For like the last 3 years of my life, I've wanted to travel and get out of this small fucking city that I live in, and it hasn't happened. It's been like pushed back time after time. When I first initially decided to travel, I was gonna go to Bali, got my passport sorted, I organized everything, and then I got arrested. When I got arrested, they took my passport, I wasn't allowed to leave the state while I was on bail, and that was 9 months of my life gone. After bail, I got sentenced. I got a 26-month sentence, which I'm still doing right now because I'm on parole. I had 13 months inside and got 1 more month left. But I applied to get off parole early so that I can travel because my mate's having a wedding in Vietnam. And to my surprise, they said yes. So for the first time in like forever, I have freedom. I can actually travel. I can do what I want to now. And so as soon as I got accepted, I applied for a Vietnamese visa. That got accepted last night, and I've booked flights and I'm flying out tonight. And I just kind of want to document that whole journey. So I'm leaving about 8 o'clock tonight. I should be there around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'll be there for like 3 weeks. I haven't traveled in about a decade. Last time I traveled was 2015 when I went to Bali, and I was still a little kid back then. The world is so much bigger than just Bali. My parents, when I was really little, only wanted to go to Bali. We went to Bali probably about 6 times. I can't for the life of me understand why. It's a nice place, don't get me wrong, but why that one place over and over and over? There's so many countries in the world, and you want to travel to like one tiny little island. I'm keen to go to Vietnam. My mate's got a lot of stuff organized for us, and he's made a lot of time for me, even though, you know, he's having a wedding. He's actually having 2 weddings. It's going to be a very eventful trip. I'm keen to see some of the local culture and document my journey while I'm doing it. I'm traveling pretty light actually. I'm not bringing much. I'm just bringing a backpack and enough stuff to record with, and I'll be set. Like, maybe I'll buy some outfits over there because it's a wedding. I gotta dress kind of formal, but yeah, I'm being pretty minimalist. When you're watching this, my whole trip's gonna be over, and I'll be back to my fucking same old boring routine. Maybe a little bit more experienced with life. Yeah, it'll be an interesting journey. I'll surprise myself. This has been something that has been building in my life for like forever. I've always had dreams of leaving this small little isolated city that I've been brought up in. I can't convey all of my emotions right now, but just know this is a very important time in my life. And so I'm glad to bring you along for the journey, and I hope you enjoy watching. Alright, it is currently 4:25 in the morning. I just landed about an hour ago. I'm so fucking tired, honestly. I got like maybe half an hour sleep on the whole plane ride. The seats were so squished together. Plane kept shaking and there was so many loud noises. It was a terrible sleep. But yeah, my next flight is at 7 o'clock. I'll be heading straight to Vietnam. Right now I'm in Malaysia. And I thought, while I'm here, I might as well try out some fucking local food, you know? So I got some ginger, lemon and turmeric. And then I got a pie, which is fucking cold. The whole sensation of being in another country is surreal to me. I left all by myself. I'm in a completely random country. I have no clue where the fuck anything is. And I'm just chilling. Fuck, this pie is shit. Look at that. And like, I thought Malaysia would be cheaper, but I reckon it's like as expensive or more expensive than back home. I bought a smoothie, tiny ass smoothie. This shit was $9. But you know, I hope this video comes together pretty well. And it may not do the best, but this is gonna be the one that means the most to me so far. I was sitting in that plane, and as it was taking off, I was like, holy shit, I'm finally like getting somewhere. Like, I'm achieving what I want to achieve. This has been a dream for so long, and it's finally happening. And I know right now it's just a temporary holiday, but the goal is to work so hard that that holiday becomes a reality, and that traveling wherever I want, doing whatever I want, becomes my life. Because who wants to work a fucking 9 to 5 for the rest of their life? You want to be doing cool shit like this, you know? Traveling to a random country, you don't know anyone there, you don't know anything about the place, you just fucking land and you explore. That lifestyle's always been kind of interesting to me. I was writing out a few song ideas on the plane ride here, and I really feel like writing music at an emotional time in your life will create the most deep and profound songwriting that you're capable of. When I wrote songs in jail, they hit so much harder than when I just wrote a song because I was fucking high off Molly or some shit. It has so much more emotional depth. There's just something nice about storytelling about your own life, because yeah, you can write a song, but if you don't have an interesting life, if no one wants to hear your story, then who really cares? I have been blessed with the opportunity of living so many different lives up until now that I feel like when I start, you know, getting properly mixed and mastered music, and I start releasing it on digital streaming platforms, and I start putting it in my YouTube videos more, that shit is gonna start catching on, because I know people like authenticity, and music captures emotion in a way that no other medium can. You know, I can sit and talk to a camera all day. It's not gonna stir you up the same way that me rapping about being homeless at 16. That shit just hits deeper. More effort has to be put into poetry than just regular conversation. And of course, on top of that, there's instrumentals. You know, it really digs into your emotional side, and that's something that I really want to explore. I'm a creative person. For a lot of my life, I didn't pursue the creativity side of myself. I'm more stuck to consuming. When you really start pursuing creativity, you realize what you're capable of, because any person can create anything. You can live any lifestyle that you want to live. You and someone else that is in a position you want to be in are no different. They just made different choices to you, but that doesn't mean that you can't make the same choices as them. Like, for example, I never would have thought that I'd be here right now. I planned it out when I was in jail, but I never had a game plan, you know? But I told myself I really want to be in Vietnam at the end of the year, as soon as my parole's over. Now, not only will I be in Vietnam when my parole's over, but I actually left the country 3 weeks early. After over 3 years of being able to do pretty much nothing, I suddenly have infinite freedom. And it is crazy. It is not something that I'm going to waste. I'm going to put this emotion into some creative stuff. I want to be filming every day. I want to be writing music every day. And I just want to explore. Like, I want to see this country. I want to see what it has to offer. So yeah, I'm going to finish this pie and film some more B-roll, I guess. I'll walk around and I'll catch you guys in Vietnam. This is where I'm gonna be staying for the next few days. This is Hal. Y'all say hi? Hi. Just got some coffee. Pretty cool spot. We're still locked out of the Airbnb right now. So, just gonna walk around, see the sights for a few hours. So after about half an hour of walking, we finally spotted the apartment. For some reason, the apartment that gave me an Airbnb just directed me to about 45 minutes away from here. Who knows why? So yeah, we've been walking. I'm glad I've got Hal, because if I didn't have Hal, I would have been lost by now. So, we're right there right now. Look at that. And I'm staying over there.
after this, we can go over there. Going over here. Alright, bet. That's the plan. That's one. That's crazy. Yeah. We'll hop on that maybe? Give it a shot.
GH6 spotted. Finally.
Well. Look what we got here. MTV cribs. You know what's up? Not too bad. Got a nice little bathroom. Nice lounge area. Little bench to put all your stuff in. And like, I don't know how I feel about this bed. It's very low to the ground, and like I sleep on the floor normally. But yeah, it's interesting. Try it out tonight, see what I reckon. And look at that park. For those of you that don't know, I train calisthenics. So this is like perfect for me. I've got dip bars there. I've got pull-up bars. I'm set. I can do my muscle ups, do my dips, do some fucking legs. Nice big old swimming pool there. And this view is gonna look hectic in that, I already know it. It's gonna look mental. Stay tuned.
It is 6 o'clock right now, and I am still awake. I haven't slept yet. I'm about to go for a walk, check out some of the stores around here. I just got dinner. I paid $11 for a 3-course meal delivered to my house. How crazy is that? It's absolutely insane. But yeah, I want to walk off the calories right now because I feel so fucking sick. I had 2 bowls of pho. But I'm enjoying it. I'm loving life. First, before I go for a walk, look at the fucking view that I get. This camera is not doing it justice. It is insanity. And there's still so many people out here. They have such a crazy nightlife. I never would have thought, people would still be out at night just sitting next to a fucking pond, in the local gym. I love this place, honestly. I wish I could stay here for even longer than I am right now. Honestly, I might see if I can because, it's cheap. It's amazing to live in. The food is great. The people are great. It's just overall a really great place to stay. I mean, it's only my first day here, so who knows, something else could go wrong. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. These streets are beautiful, man. But they're so bloody noisy. Every 2 seconds, beep, 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 beep. These people do not let up, man. They beep when you're turning into a lane, they beep when they're turning out of a lane, they beep when someone's pissing them off. Ironically, since I said that, there's been 0 beeps. But I swear, if you're just walking around Vietnam, all you hear is non-stop beeping. It's beautiful though, man. I love the city. I'm only 1 night into my stay, and I'm loving it. So if you know me, you know I love walking the streets. Doesn't matter where I am, it's just always a good time. And Vietnam is so crazy because it looks like you're just entering some random dead-end alleyway and then there's a whole bar in there. Or it looks like you're gonna get fucking butt graped up here, and there's probably gonna be a hotel or something. I got a little bit lost in the sauce in Vietnam. I've been here for a week. This is my last day in the apartment. I've been partying so much, drinking so much soju, just living it up. It's been a very nice break from everything. But I haven't got much work done. I've written one song, I've recorded a few videos, I've filmed a lot of B-roll, but I haven't actually sat down in front of a camera. But sometimes that's life, you know? Like, you gotta live in the moment, you gotta enjoy yourself. It would really suck to be in a foreign country, and every single day I was just sitting down in front of a camera, filming a video, and not actually living in the moment. Over the last week, I've done like the typical tourist stuff. I went to the Independent Palace, it's beautiful there. I went to Book Street, I checked out the Walking Street. Bro, that was the most insane experience of my life. Where I'm from, we have maybe like 10 clubs total in the whole fucking city. And I was walking down the street, and the street is like a massive club. Music spilling out everywhere from every direction. People dancing in the street, there's people doing tricks, there's people just selling stuff, and everyone's having a good time. I've completely fallen in love with this country, honestly. And I've only seen one city. I've been in Saigon, that's it. Tomorrow I fly to Hue, which is a smaller city, and my mate's having a wedding the day after. And then I fly to Ha Noi, and in Ha Noi, we'll have a few more parties, have another wedding, because for some reason Vietnamese people have 2 weddings. And yeah, then I fly back home. This has been an insane experience for me. I've felt like I've had so much freedom for once. The majority of my life I've been told what to do, kind of kept in a box, but now it feels like I'm somewhat free, and that's been my thing for forever. That's what I try to teach people as well, like, live your life to the fullest. You only get one life, you only get to experience things one time, and if you're not going to experience it to the fullest, why are you even living, bro? Why are you living so that you go to work every single day, maybe do one thing on the weekend, and that's your life? What, because you make money? There's more to life than that. Expand your horizons. If you're someone that hasn't traveled before, just because you don't see a point in it, maybe you haven't been financially stable enough because you can't save money, this is your sign. Leave the country that you're from, wherever you're from in the world. Get out there. See what the world has to offer. There's so many different cultures, so many different countries in the world. I know where I'm from. We have 3 million people. Pretty much everyone knows everyone. It's such a small, isolated place. Coming here, it's way bigger. It's a beautiful environment. It's completely different to anything I've ever experienced. And so this is just the first step of my journey. I'm going to be going to a lot more places. I'm going to be ticking every single country off my bucket list. I'm going to go back home, and I'm going to absolutely hate it. Honestly, that place doesn't even feel like home to me. It's never felt like home to me. I was born there, I grew up there. I've had a lot of experiences there, but that place has never spoke to my soul. Vietnam so far has, but I can't be close-minded about that. I know there's a million other places that I can visit, and who knows what they'll have to offer. If you feel trapped wherever you are, whatever your situation is, branch out. Understand that there's a lot more to the world than how you perceive it. Your reality is not as cut and dry as you might think it is, especially if you live in the West and you make decent money. All you really have to do is save up $1,000, $2,000 and take a plane to a country in Southeast Asia. Your money will stretch so much further. I went to this amazing Japanese place the other night, a place that back in Perth would probably cost about $500 to have a good dinner at. And I ate there for about $60, I think it was. I got a full course meal, appetizers, everything. Even got some drinks. The money went so far, it was insane. Everything is so cheap. I'm very grateful for my experience. I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I've had. I want to share with you the emotions that I'm feeling, the experiences that I've had, and open your mind a little bit, because you can't afford to be close-minded in this world. You have one shot at life, one shot. If you don't utilize that one shot, you will not achieve anything. If you have big dreams, big goals, you want to do something, you want to become something in your life, start taking action. You might not know where to start. All you have to do is believe in yourself, believe that things will work out, and just take a leap of faith. I've been speaking about going to Vietnam for over a year. When I was in jail, I met a friend. He told me about Vietnam, and I said, that sounds like a beautiful country, bro. I'd love to visit. Now that I've gotten to experience it, my life feels so much more full. But yeah, it's been beautiful so far. I'd love to share that experience with you through this video, and maybe you feel the same way that I do. Maybe you don't, and that's okay as well. I just want to make sure that I can inspire you in some way. So yeah, I'll hop on the plane tomorrow. I'll film some more content. Over there, I'm going to be hanging out with my mate's family before his wedding. They're going to show me around. They're locals, you know, they know the area. And I'll see you later.
Big B, the prolific producer.
You know what it is? Just touched down. Another city, another day. Hey. Xin chào. Xin chào.
Another city, another day. Not a bad looking place, to be honest. I'm only here for one night. Tomorrow I go to my friend's wedding, and then I'm hanging out with his family. But it's not a bad place. It's a bit small, but what they've done with the space is pretty good. You won't believe this, man. This bus has seats that massage you. That's so crazy. Yeah. So, I'm in the bus right now. Just had Kevin's first wedding. It was crazy. I woke up at 11:30. The wedding was set for 8. And I felt so shit about missing most of it. So the frame might be a little bit fucked up because I can't really see it too well. But pretty much, last night I stayed out too late and I set my alarm for 8 o'clock. No, sorry, I set my alarm early, but it just didn't happen. I didn't even hear the alarm go off, bro. That messed with me anyway. I woke up, I had like fucking 10 missed calls from Kevin. He was like, where are you, bro? Wedding started. I was like, fuck, man, sorry, I just woke up. Got to the wedding. As soon as I got there, all of his family was like, have beers, have beers, have beers. I didn't speak a wink of fucking Vietnamese. I didn't understand most of what they were saying, but you know, I'm Australian, I understand fucking beers, okay? Within 30 minutes, I'd already had like 10 beers. These people know how to party, man. Yeah, so had some beers, caught up with Kevin. It's really good, you know, like, it's good to see him doing well. Posted photos of him. He was all dressed up and he looked really happy. It's good to see my brother like that. Now I'm with his family. We're on a 13-hour bus ride going from Hue, the ancient capital of Vietnam, to Ha Noi and then Ha Long Bay. And we'll be staying for the next week in Ha Long Bay. But I think personally, I want to go explore a little bit more. I want to see Ha Noi and just like see what the city has to offer because it's the other capital city. Like, Ha Noi is just as big as Saigon, and I had so much fun in Saigon, so why not? Yeah, so that's been my trip so far. Keep you updated in the rest.
It's Big B, the prolific producer.
Bang. And we back in Perth. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. You know, I was looking over all of the footage that I filmed in Vietnam, and I didn't film too much. I filmed a lot of stuff when I was in Saigon. I filmed a little bit in Hue, and all I have after that is B-roll. So, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna commentate the rest of my trip, and I'll put some clips over it. So I went to Ha Long Bay in a bus limousine, and we were chilling there for a bit. I stayed over there one night in Ming's house. I'll put a picture up of Ming. He's a gangster, bro. He's Kevin's brother. And he was very hospitable to me the whole trip. He looked after me. And we had a lot of fun, man. Maybe had a few too many beers, but it was good times. So I stayed there for one night and I was like, nah, fuck this. I want to go see Ha Noi. You know, the wedding's in a week. I've got a few days to kill. I might as well go see the other capital city of Vietnam, right? They hooked me up with a bus ride all the way from Ha Long Bay to Ha Noi. Hopped on that thing. It was about 3 hours. And I got to Ha Noi.
I booked a pretty small Airbnb. It was like, I think it was only like 50 bucks per night or something, but it was pretty nice. It was sort of near the center this time. I learned my lesson. That first apartment in Saigon really messed me up, man, because it was an hour away from everything. Anytime I wanted to go out, it took me a 1 hour grab ride. This is by motorcycle as well, so imagine if I took a car, it would have taken even longer. But yeah, anyways, had a pretty nice place. I stayed there for I think 3 days, and yeah, I don't know, I partied a little bit, went a little bit crazy. I saw some of the clubs. The clubs are alright, don't get me wrong, but Saigon's just way better than Ha Noi, honestly. Like, there's so much more to do in Saigon. Ha Noi was just kind of quiet. The nightlife was kind of dead after about 10 p.m, you know? I was looking for some clubs and they're all hidden. You go Saigon, you're walking down a street and it's a street full of clubs, you know, people are partying out on the street, everyone's drinking and they're awake till 5 a.m. You go to Ha Noi, you can't even hear the club if you're standing outside of the club because it's all soundproofed and everything. And I thought it was hell sus. There was this group of guys that were like, yeah, just come on, there's a club down here. And I was like, you reckon? Like, I can't hear nothing. There's barely any people out in the street. I thought it was hell sus. Anyways, went to that club. It was an alright time. Like, got a little bit too drunk. I ended up puking in the Uber on the way home. I learned my lesson though. That was the last time I puked from being too drunk. That messed me up, man. The next morning I woke up and I was fucked up. Oh yeah, also, I got a new camera. Look at this. It fucking follows me around. It was like 700 bucks, but I think it was well worth it. Pretty good. DJI Pocket 3, worth the fucking money. So yeah, I saw a few clubs. I went karaoke. Karaoke was kind of shit, I'm not gonna lie, because one, there was barely any English songs, and then two, there was no lyrics. It was literally just the instrumental beat and you had to rap over it. It was like, why am I paying to go to karaoke? I just hear beats with no lyrics. I don't know the songs, man. I'm drunk. How am I supposed to know what to say? I really got a gripe with karaoke, man. I'm not going back to that spot ever. If I'm going karaoke, I want the fucking singer to be singing along with me because I can't memorize all these songs, bro. Yeah, I went to the Ha Noi train street as well. The train street was actually pretty hectic. If you don't know about it, basically it's like a row of restaurants down a street along train tracks. And every 15 minutes or so, these trains come by through the street. And it's kind of dangerous. They're shutting it down this year, so I'm glad that I got to experience it. But it's a wicked experience. Like, imagine you're sitting down, you're eating a bowl of pho or whatever, and 2 meters in front of you, there's a huge train that just barrels past. It's pretty hectic. I enjoyed going there, it was quite fun. I didn't have enough time in Ha Noi to like see all of the sights, so I was only there for 3 days and I spent too much of that time just getting drunk. But yeah, so that was pretty much everything in Ha Noi. After that, I took another limousine bus back to Ha Long, and that was like 2 days before the wedding. So I had some time to chill out with Kevin's family, hang out with Kevin because Kevin was finally back there.
Hey, it's Kevin!
Kevin didn't join us on the trip back to Ha Long because he wanted to stay back and play with his missus' family. I felt kind of bad that I slept in, you know, because I only saw him on his wedding day for about 20 minutes, and most of the time he was just like with his family, you know, he's a busy man. This man's getting married and that. The days before the wedding was pretty much just a lot of alcohol. I'm pretty sure I drank every single day on that trip.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro! Vodka! Yeah, baby! You mad, bro? You mad?
Yeah, my liver was pretty messed up. Now I've been sober since the first of the year. I'm not going back to that shit for a while. Like, I gotta chill, you know? I gained so much weight. I lost my 6-pack, man. I had a fucking beer belly by the end of that trip. But we played some pool, went to billiards. I got smoked. Also in Ha Long Bay, there is this huge fucking amusement park called Sunworld. Kevin's family works there. His dad, like, his ticket manager or something. His dad helped sell tickets for the place, and so they got me a ticket. Yo, they really looked after me this whole trip, you know? Like, honestly, when I was in Ha Long, I don't think I spent like any money. I felt so bad because they just kept buying me stuff. And like, obviously, thank you, but stop. And in Sunworld, there's this huge Ferris wheel, and there's also these cable cars that go along the bay. It's like a few kilometers in length at least, I reckon. It's freaking scary being on those things, man. You're literally like hundreds of meters up in the air attached to 2 cables, and it's a big cable car as well. Like, it fits about 50 people. Obviously, you're seeing some photos of it right now. Yeah, being on that thing and feeling it sway in the wind, bro, you feel like that's it, you're gonna die. So yeah, mainly in Ha Long, I just spent a lot of time with Kevin and his family. They're really great people. They were really fun to hang around.
Yeah, talk loud, talk loud.
The only thing that I wish was different was that I spoke a little bit more Vietnamese, because half of his family barely spoke any English. We had the most confusing conversations. I was speaking to Ming's girlfriend, Lan Ang, and 90% of our conversations just didn't make sense, because obviously I didn't understand a word that she was saying in Vietnamese, and she spoke the most broken English. It was just really confusing talking to each other. And of course, more alcohol. Kevin literally just kept feeding me alcohol, bro. He is a bad man. Like, he just wanted to see me get messed up. I just kept drinking. I got so fucking red in the face and bloated because I got Asian flush. Like, I got bad genes when it comes to drinking. Like, I can drink a shit ton, but my face just gets redder and redder and redder. I look like a tomato. So yeah, that was a few days, and then we had the wedding, and the wedding was pretty hectic. Vietnamese people know how to throw a celebration. I didn't see the full wedding in Hue, so I don't know how good that was, but the wedding in Ha Long was mental. They spared no expenses. They booked out like the top floor of this big hotel that's in Ha Long, and we had a few hundred people there at least. I was sitting with like all of the guys my age, and it was a beautiful celebration, you know? Kevin looked so happy, Nhi looked so happy. Yeah, it was beautiful to experience. I'm glad that I at least made the second wedding. I came for both, I slept through one, but I still showed up for the last one. It's weird to think that like my boys are getting married now, you know? But yeah, I'll put a little montage up of the wedding. There's a lot of videos. I filmed so much B-roll. I didn't film anything of myself, but you know, that's Kevin's special day, you know? I gotta keep the focus on him. So enjoy this montage. And so the night of the wedding, I drank from like morning until night, and I was wasted, bro. I was absolutely off my face. And drunk me had this really great idea of, you know what? I've only got 2 days left of my trip. Maybe tomorrow I book a flight to Saigon and just spend the last night of my trip back in Saigon. And so I booked a flight to Saigon the next day at like 6 a.m. So I woke up hungover, I woke up tired as hell because I only got a few hours of sleep, and I had to take a 1-hour ride to the nearest airport and catch a flight to Saigon. So yeah, I spent the last day of my trip in Saigon. Honestly, like as soon as I touched back down there, I was like, I miss this place. Don't get me wrong, I love Vietnam. Vietnam is a beautiful place, but Saigon just speaks to me, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, even now that I'm back in Perth, I'm still thinking about my trip to Vietnam, but I'm thinking about, like, I want to go back to Saigon, bro. And of course, when in Saigon, you gotta go to Boi Vien. So I spent another night at Boi Vien, got a little bit too drunk. It was pretty hectic, you know, we had motherfuckers on the dance floor. I walked in this club, bro, and it was dead. Like, completely dead. There was no one on the dance floor. I just walked up to some randoms. I was already off my face, bro. And I was like, let's go dance, man. Like, fill out this dance floor, bro. We got a group of like 5-6 people together, and then everyone started flooding in that club, bro. I'll show you how empty it was at the start. And then at the end of the night, like, you could barely even move around. Everyone was shoulder to shoulder. It was cramped as hell. But of course, all good things must come to an end. I only spent 19 days in Vietnam, but I really feel like I utilized that time to the best of my advantage. But I still had to come back to Perth, you know. I had Christmas celebrations with the family, had to do a bunch of stuff. It is what it is. So I came back to Perth and I was miserable, bro. I'm still miserable, honestly. I hate being here. Nothing happens here. Since I've been back, 0 things have happened. I've gone back to work. I'm working a job again. Like, I'm filming a little bit of content, I'm editing a little bit more content. Nothing happens here, bro. But yeah, pretty much that was the rest of my trip. I met so many great people. I made so many good memories that I'll always look back on, and I'm just glad that I can put it all in this YouTube video so that in the future I can rewatch this. It was truly an unforgettable experience, and I'm grateful that I've been blessed with the opportunity to do this stuff so young. I wish I filmed more content, like actual face-to-face camera content. Next time I travel, I'm gonna be bringing this camera with me instead of just bringing a second iPhone. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea anyways. I want to film more stuff of me in the moment, not just me doing montages of fucking B-roll. Don't get me wrong, a montage is entertaining somewhat, but when the whole video is just montages of a trip, I can see how it gets boring. Anyways, tell me if you like this style of content, if you want to see more of this style, like when I go traveling next, if you want to hear just more life advice, whatever style of content you want to see from me, let me know. This is just going to be the first of many travel vlogs to come in the future. You know, I made a lot of mistakes doing it the first time. I'm still learning as I go. I've stepped up my production game a little bit. You know, I've invested in some better tech. I've got a nice microphone, I've got a nice camera, and I'll be bringing all of that along on my next trip, which should be about half a year from now. We'll see what happens. But Kevin's brother Ming is gonna get married to his girlfriend around August, he told me. And he said he's gonna invite me, so who knows, round 2, baby. But if even one part of this video entertained you, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, you know, it helps with the algorithm. If you wanna subscribe to me, go ahead. Feel free, I'd appreciate it. You know, I'm trying to get monetized in this platform. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I put a lot of effort into editing this video. And yeah, this video is probably gonna end up being like an hour long. If you sat through it, you're a real one. I hope I entertained you. I hope this was enjoyable for you to watch. If you have any criticism, tell me. Leave it down in the comments. Like, I want to know what I can be doing better. I need feedback to become better. If you want to see better content from me, give me feedback, bro. It's that simple, you know? I'm a simple man. You tell me what I'm doing wrong, I'll make it better. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one.